Hello, my name is Ronald Jones, and we are with the St. Louis Vacancy Collaborative. We are here to present the update of our 18-month work plan. Vacancy has been a problem that has been plaguing the city for decades, and the St. Louis Vacancy Collaborative has been working diligently for the last 2 years to come up with solutions and strategies to combat this problem. Lily and I are here to present some of the work that the collaborative has been doing in the last 9 months. Thank you all for joining us, and I'm going to pass it off to Ms. Lily Murphy.
Thanks, Ronald. Thank you for the introduction. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Great to be talking to you guys about the St. Louis Vacancy Collaborative and its response to our vacancy challenge. So how does one define the vacancy challenge in St. Louis? Well, St. Louis is home to the third highest vacancy rate in the country. There are an estimated 25,000 vacant properties. That's about 20% of all properties in the city. About 7,000 of those are buildings, the other 13,000 are lots. In total, there are 2,500 acres of vacant land. That equals the size of 2 forest parks, to kind of put that into perspective. At the risk of stating the obvious, vacant properties are disproportionately concentrated north of Del Mar in our communities of color. 65% of the city's Black population lives in a high vacancy census tract. Compare that with only 19% of the city's white population, who lives in a high vacancy census tract. Vacancy is both a cause and a symptom of systemic racism. The negative impacts of high vacancy rates are wide-ranging. Challenges such as drug and gun crime, illegal dumping, and lower sense of community pride are all associated with high vacancy rates. Lastly, 40% of fires occur in a vacant building. So on the screen here, we see 6 maps, but these 6 maps are all telling the same story. Vacancy correlates with a lot of the social and economic inequities that we are facing in our cities. So where we see high rates of vacancy, we see high rates of poverty, high rates of households without internet access, high rates of housing cost burden. Where we also see high rates of vacancy, we see a lot of poor environmental and health-related outcomes, such as lead poisoning, asthma-related hospitalizations, and illegal dumping. So how does one respond to a challenge such as this? Well, in 2015, there was definitely a growing recognition of the need to work together, meaning that the public and private sectors had to come together to create shared goals and create a shared path forward to achieve those goals. So the St. Louis Association of Community Organizations was really the first group to get started on this. A series of successful engagement endeavors designed to bring residents and city government employees to the same table in equal measure brought important community and local government stakeholders to the same table, including the mayor's office. From there, reports by national vacancy subject matter experts were produced that included recommendations specific to St. Louis to help us address our unique challenges. Soon, a formidable cross-sector collaborative was born. Now I'm going to pass the mic back to Ronald Jones to talk a little bit more about this formidable collaborative.
Thank you again, Ms. Lily Murphy. Who we are. The St. Louis Vacancy Collaborative was launched in 2018. We have 40 plus organizations and groups, along with 12 city departments and hundreds of individual volunteers. If you look to the right, you will see a few organizations that make up the collaborative. Just to name a few, we have SLACO, SLU Law, North Newstead Association, Tower Grove CDC, and Hyde Park Neighborhood Association. We have central committees that guide the Vacancy Collaborative, along with 6 working groups. I will give you a little background on all 6 working groups. The Anti-Displacement Working Group identifies ways to help St. Louisans stay in their homes and neighborhoods of their choice. The Data Analysis Working Group creates and interprets digital resources to tell the impact of vacancy. The Marketing and Engagement Working Group focuses on broadening the impact of the Vacancy Collaborative. The Reinvestment and Reuse Working Group identifies and promotes financial and sustainable solutions to reinvest in vacant property in equitable ways. The Stabilization, Maintenance, and Demolition Working Group is concerned with managing vacant properties comprehensively and increasingly the transparency of related processes and policies. The Vacant Prevention Working Group vets and promotes vacancy prevention strategies. Topics includes beneficiary deeds, home repair loans, and eviction prevention. Setting priorities. The purpose of the 18-month work plan is that each working group has a goal to achieve, and we're currently halfway through our work plan. We know that the vacancy has been a decades-long challenge, but this plan will take us steps closer to that solution. Our 5 focus areas are transparent and equitable development reinvestment, vacant property owner accountability, engagement and capacity building of neighborhood residents, government process, collaborative leadership backbone. Now, for time constraints, we won't go over all 40 plus things on our work plan, but here are a few things that you will see. Our Vacant Lot Toolkit provides residents with the tools to use vacant lots in creative ways. Now, this is still a work in progress, so please be patient with us. It'll be coming out really soon. Our Vacant Prevention Resources is with Legal Services of Eastern Missouri, which provides support to individuals and neighborhood groups to prevent vacancy, and the working group has put together a resource guide and a list of service providers that help with home repair and eviction prevention. Our training and education. The Vacancy Collaborative has partnered with North Newstead Association and Tower Grove Neighborhood Community Development Corporation. The goal of the Landlord and Rehabber Training Program is to stabilize our communities by building an ecosystem of educated landlords, rehabbers, and small developers empowered to reduce vacancy and nuisance. We're hoping to have a similar series in 2021. Vacant property owner accountability. Now, in here, you will have our legal tools guides, which help neighborhood groups hold vacant property owners accountable for problem property condition. The Vacant Properties Portal is a tool that combines 12 different city data sets from 4 departments: the Building Division, the Assessor's Office, the Department of Forestry, and LRA. This is a public tool for the community to use that wasn't available before. With this tool, you can look up who owns the vacant property, if it has code violation, and if it's owned by the LRA and how to purchase it. In here, you will also see the Senate Bill 203. This is a state legislation that's passed down in 2019 that makes it easier to hold the vacant property owners accountable. Government process. Our vacant lot maintenance pilot program. See, this is a program where the city contracts with local companies to maintain and clean up vacant lots. Propiness, or Proposition Neighborhood Stabilization, was a bond that was issued to stabilize vacant properties owned by the LRA. The bond issued $30,000 for a single-family home and up to $50,000 for a multifamily home consisting of 2 to 6 units. Funds can be used for roof and gutter repair, tuck pointing, and board ups. Any city residents can nominate a building, and the link is also provided at the bottom. Our Deconstruction pilot program was put together to introduce safer ways of tearing down old buildings. Although taking down a building brick by brick is a longer process, yet it creates more jobs and is less dust in the air. Reclaimed materials such as old doors and stained glass windows can be reused when rehabbing old homes instead of ending up in the landfill. Our Demolition and Public Health Task Force was put together to educate residents on a safe demolition practice. Website resources for neighborhood residents and rehabbers. Inside the website, you'll find information on how to report a vacant property, the motor-owned program, foreclosure prevention, and land tax sales. Also, to the right of that, you will see the community organization map. Now, this is another tool that was put together to highlight neighborhood associations throughout the city. You can find out what time of day the different neighborhoods are meeting, along with contact information. I encourage everyone to check this out. Learn more and get involved. You can learn more about the St. Louis Vacancy Collaborative at www.stlvacancy.com. And don't forget to join one of our 6 working groups. You can check out updates on our full work plan, and please donate to the Vacancy Collaborative and take the pledge. By taking the pledge, joining the working group, or getting involved, you are joining a diverse community that is working to address vacancy, improve our communities, and build a shared vision for the future. Thank you.